Hi students, in the previous video we have discussed the concept of sequences, boundedness of a sequences, convergence of a sequences, divergence of a sequences and oscillatory sequences. Now let us move to the some problems on the convergence of a sequences. Now let us consider the first problem. Show that the sequence 1 by n as n tends to infinity, that is 0. Here n is equal to 1 by n, l is equal to 0. Now to show that 1 by n approaches to 0 as n tends to infinity, we can show it in two ways. So first one is graphically, second one is through definition of the convergence of a sequence. Let us show it in the graphically. Let us draw the graph for the sequence 1 by n. X-axis we represent n values, y-axis we represent an here. When n is 1, the sequence first term sequence is 1. When n is 2, second term the sequence is 1 by 2. When n is 3, third term sequence is 1 by 3, that is 0.33. When n is 4, 1 by 4 is 0.25. When n is 5, it goes like this. When n increases, so n approaches to 0. So therefore 1 by n approaches to 0 as n large. Therefore the sequence 1 by n converges to 0. It is a convergent sequence. So we can show this sequence is a convergent sequence and it converges to 0 through the definition of the convergence of a sequence. Now let n is equal to 1 by n and here l is equal to 0. You know the definition of the convergence of a sequence. For any epsilon, there exists a positive integer n such that modulus of n minus l less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. So if this is volts, so we can say that the sequence convergence, the sequence is convergent sequence and it converges to the limit l. Here l is 0. Now we consider n is 1 by n minus 0 for any epsilon, that is epsilon is arbitrary, it is given by us. Sorry, let us take so n is 1 by n and l is 0, so that can be written as 1 by n. So anyway n is a positive integer, so we can remove the mod here, that is 1 by n. So this 1 by n less than epsilon through the definition. So this implies n is greater than 1 by epsilon. So this n depends on the epsilon. So we choose a n such that n is greater than 1 by epsilon. Therefore there exists a positive, for epsilon greater than 0, there exists a positive integer n such that an minus 0 less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Therefore, you can write limit of an 1 by n as n tends to infinity is equal to 0. Therefore, the sequence 1 by n is convergent sequence, it converges to 0. Let us take the particular value of epsilon. When epsilon is 1, if I take an is 1 by n, 1 by n minus 0 less than 1. So let us see what is the capital N value here. N depends on this epsilon value. So this implies 1 by n less than 1. So when n is, n for all n greater than or equal to 1. So when n is 1, 1 is not less than 1. So we cannot take n is equal to 1 here. So when n is 2, 1 by 2 less than 1. When n is 3, 1 by 3 also less than 1. When n is 4, 1 by 4 also less than 1. So therefore 1 by n minus 0 less than 1, it holds for all n greater than or equal to 2. Therefore n is equal to 2 here. For n is 2, you can observe that here for n is 2, so 1 by 2 greater than 1, less than 1, sorry. When n is 3, 1 by 3 also less than 1. So it holds for all n greater than or equal to 2. So this n, capital N value depends on the epsilon. You have taken particular value of epsilon here. If I consider some other epsilon, so that capital N depends on the again so particular value of epsilon. So this is another way to prove the result. So it approaches to 0 when n tends to infinity for the sequence 1 by n. Let us take a second example. Show that the sequence limit of the sequence minus 1 to the power of n by n as n tends to infinity, again it approaches to 0. Here n is equal to minus 1 to the power of n by n and L is equal to 0. So we can show the result by two ways. First way is a graphical method and second way by using the definition of the convergence of a sequence. Let us show by graphically. When n is 1 minus 1, this is the a1, this is considered minus 1. When n is 2, that is minus 1 by 2 comes here. When n is 3, minus 1 by 3 it comes here. When n is 4, positive here 0.25. When n increases, when n large, so n approaches to 0. Therefore the sequence minus 1 to the power of n by n approaches to 0 has n large. So therefore the sequence is convergent sequence, it converges to 0. So by graphical way we can show like this. Let us show this result by using the definition of convergence of a sequence. So you know the definition of the convergence of a sequence. consider n minus L is equal to, for any epsilon positive, there exists n such that modulus of n minus L less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. Okay, now consider n minus L, so that is equal to modulus of n is minus 1 to the power of n by n. L is 0 here, so this is equal to minus 1 to the power of n by n. So anyway, modulus of n negative is positive, that is 1 by n less than epsilon through the definition. So this implies n is greater than 1 by epsilon. Now let us choose the n belongs to the natural number, so such that n is greater than 1 by epsilon. For all n greater than 1 by epsilon, so this condition holds. Therefore, modulus of modulus of minus 1 to the power of n by n minus 0 less than epsilon for all n greater than or equal to n. So therefore you can write limit of the sequence minus 1 to the power of n by n as n approaches to infinity, that is 0. It approaches to the finite value 0, therefore the given sequence is convergent sequence and it converges to 0. Let us take another. And now let us consider the example which is not convergent sequence. It means it diverges to the infinity. Let us take a example. The sequence n square or n diverges to infinity as n tends to infinity. You have to show that the sequence n diverges to infinity as n tends to infinity. Again, we can show it in two ways. First one is graphically, and the second one is through the definition of the divergent of a sequence. Let us plot the graph of the sequence n. When n is 1, first term is 1. When n is 2, that is n is 2. When n is 3, n is 3, like this. It keeps on increasing. It is unbounded sequence. It is bounded by below, but it is unbounded by above. Therefore, it is an unbounded sequence. Therefore, it diverges to the infinity as n increases. So this is one way to prove the result. Let us move to the definition of the divergence of a sequence. Let n is equal to n here. Let m is positive be given. We have n is greater than m. For example, if I consider that is a1 1, a2 is 2, a3 is 3, like this it goes. If I take m is 4, if m is 4 here, m is 4, again when n is greater than or equal to 5, so that n becomes greater than 4 if I take m is equal to 4. Therefore, for all n is always greater than m, for all n greater than or equal to n, where n is capital N is 5. Therefore, it is not a bounded sequence, it diverges to the infinity. So let us choose the n belongs to natural number such that n is greater than m. So from this equation we can observe that n is greater than m for all n is greater than or equal to capital N. Therefore, the sequence n diverges to infinity and sequence is divergent sequence. Similarly, one can take n square. We show that the sequence n square diverges to infinity as n tends to infinity. Again, we can show it by graphically. When n is 1, so a1 is 1. When n is 2, a1 is 4. When n is 3, a1 is 9, and it keeps on increasing here. So let us take n is equal to n square. Let m is greater than 0 be given. We have n square is greater than m. So this implies n is greater than square root of m. So let us choose n belongs to the natural number such that capital N is greater than square root of m. Therefore, from this equation you can observe that n square is greater than m for all n greater than or equal to capital N. So therefore you can write the sequence n square diverges to the infinity. Hence we can write hence the sequence is divergent sequence. And now we'll move to the definition of limit points of a sequence. A real number a is said to be limit point of a sequence an if given any epsilon positive. There exists infinite number of terms of the sequence an in the interval open interval a minus epsilon comma a plus epsilon. Let us take example. The sequence an is equal to 1, 1 and so on be a sequence. It is a constant sequence. Let us take for any epsilon positive. So let me check whether a is equal to 1 is a limit point of the sequence or not. Now let us construct the interval a is equal to 1, 1 minus epsilon comma 1 plus epsilon. We can observe here. So the first term is lies inside this interval. A1 also belongs to this sequence. Second term again 1 is a element of this interval. A1, A2, A3 and so on. So all the terms of the sequence inside the interval 1 minus epsilon comma 1 plus epsilon. Therefore, so 1 is the limit point of the sequence, the constant sequence 1, 1 and so on. Let us check whether a is equal to 2 is a limit point of the sequence or not, given sequence or not. So let us construct the interval 2 minus epsilon comma 2 plus epsilon. Here, so let me take epsilon is equal to, for example, 1 here. 2 minus 1 comma 2 plus 1, this is equal to 1 comma 3. So let us check whether first term inside the interval or not. So it is open interval. So first term does not belongs to the interval a1. Even second term also does not belong to the interval 1 comma 3. For any epsilon, if I take similarly a3 also. Therefore, 2 is not a limit point of the sequence. So therefore only the one limit point of sequence, that is 1. Let us take another example. Let the sequence an, that is equal to 1 plus minus 1 to the power of n. So that can be written as, when n is 1, that is 0. When n is 2, that is 2. When n is 3, 0. When n is 4, 2, and so on. So this is the sequence. Let us check what are the limit points of this sequence. Let epsilon be given is positive and a is equal to 0. Let us check whether 0 is a limit point of this sequence or not. Now let us construct the interval. We know a minus epsilon comma a plus epsilon. So this is equal to, let us choose any epsilon value. Let me take epsilon is equal to 1 here. So a is 0. So 0 minus 1 comma a is 0, epsilon is 1 comma 1. Yes, for the interval minus 1 comma 1. Whether let us check 0 a1 is inside the interval, but 2 is outside this interval. Again a3 is inside the interval. Here a1 comma a3 a5 and so on, a2n minus 1 and so on belongs to the interval minus 1 comma 1. Therefore, so there are infinite number of terms of the sequence contained in this interval. Therefore a is equal to 0 is a limit point of the sequence 1 plus minus 1 to the power of n. Let us check whether 2 is a limit point or not. So let us construct the interval a minus epsilon comma a plus epsilon. You take any epsilon. Let me take epsilon is equal to 1 here. Anyway a is 2 I considered here. 2 minus 1 1 and 2 plus 1 is 3. So this is open interval. So 0 is not a, it does not belongs to the interval 1 comma 3, but 2 second term is inside the interval and fourth term again is inside the interval. Therefore a2 a4 a6 and so on, a2n and so on belongs to the interval 1 comma 3. Therefore infinite number of terms inside the interval 1 comma 3. Therefore 2 is a limit point of the sequence. Therefore so 0 comma 2 are the limit points of the given sequence. Let me check whether another point is limit point or not. Let us check a is equal to minus 1. Let us construct the interval. A is minus 1, minus 1. Let us take again epsilon is equal to 1. 1 minus 1 that is minus 2, comma a is minus 1, minus 1 plus 1 that is 0. Again minus 2 comma 0 is open interval. So no elements, no terms of the sequence does not belong to the interval minus 2 comma 0. Therefore minus 1 is not a limit point of the sequence. So now we define upper limit and lower limit of a sequence. If the sequence n is bounded above, then limit of the supremum value of n as n tends to infinity is the greatest limit point of the sequence. The greatest limit point is the upper limit of the sequence. Similarly, the smallest limit point of the sequence is the lower limit of the sequence. So let us take some example. Let n, the sequence n is equal to the sequence minus 1 to the power of n. So that can be written as minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 plus 1 and so on. So this is the given sequence. We know that we have seen that there are two limit points, minus 1 and plus 1 are the two limit points of the sequence. For the minus 1 there exists a open interval. That open interval contains there are infinitely many terms of the sequence n, and similarly for 1 also there exists a open intervals. That open interval contains there are infinitely many terms of the sequence. Therefore minus 1 and plus 1 are the two limit points of the sequence. Limit of the maximum value supremum of n as n tends to infinity, that is equal to plus 1, and limit of infimum of n as n tends to infinity, that is equal to minus 1. So 1 is the greatest limit point and minus 1 is the least limit point. So therefore, 1 is the upper limit, minus 1 is the lower limit of the sequence.